A little bit about similarity and ratio and proportion, and I want to give you an idea of what similarity is. So I'm here in Photoshop, and I just have actually one of our family pictures from about a year and a half ago. My son is now way taller than that. He's now 6'5", so he's towering over me. But I want to give you an idea what similarity is. So similarity is essentially if I would take this picture and I would blow it up. Okay, all the angles are the same. So angles on our eyes, on our hands, on my legs, on my chicken legs, everywhere are the same, but what changed were the lengths, is all the lengths of each of us got the same. And that's what similarity means, is angles stay the same, but all the lengths increase proportionally. Okay, so I could make this bigger. I could do 125, and now we're at 125%. We made it that much bigger, and now what happened was the lengths are proportional, but all the angles in our eyes and our noses, our teeth, everything are going to be exactly the same. So, and that's what similarity is. It's about changing sizes, like on the copier, and everything is the angles stay the same, but the lengths get bigger proportionally. Okay, so I'm now going to pull up Word and give you an idea. Not that one. I want a new one. All right. So, and if I go in and I put a shape in here, let's say I'm going to put, there's a diamond there. I'll do the diamond, which is this one. Okay? So it's going to put a diamond in there. Okay? So I start with that one. In fact, I'm going to make two of them. Okay, right now they're congruent. Okay? All right, but I'm now going to make this one bigger, like on a copier. I'm just going to drag it. Okay? And all those angles stayed the same. So this angle still corresponds to this one. This angle is the same. It corresponds to that. I didn't change the angles. What I changed were the lengths of the sides. And they increased at some proportion. This one got bigger by proportion to get this length. This side got bigger by proportion to get that length. Okay? And that's what similarity is two objects are similar because their angles are the same, but their sides are proportional. And that's why we're doing the ratio and proportions right now. Okay? So I wanted to give you a little preview on that. Okay, so this is going to be kind of quick. We're going to do the similar polygons, which is on page 6 in your packet. So make sure you have that opened up. All right, so similar polygons. So if two polygons, poly just means many-sided. If two polygons are similar, so we're going to say if two polygons, by the way, they can be triangles, squares, rectangles, anything. If two polygons are similar, then the corresponding angles are congruent. And the sides are proportional. Okay? So make sure you get that added to your notes. So if two polygons are similar, then the corresponding angles are congruent and the sides are proportional. So if you need to pause it so you can get that written down, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But I'm going to keep going. You can obviously pause it to get that written down. Okay. So if you look at the second one, so it says that the polygons J, K, L, M, N, and S, T, U, VW are similar. Okay? So what that means is we know that the corresponding angles are congruent and the sides are proportional. So we're going to list all the pairs of congruent angles. So I can just go here. The J is going to be congruent to what? S. And if you look at here, J is congruent to S. So we're going to say angle J is congruent to angle S. We're going to do all of them. So then K is congruent to T. So angle K is congruent to angle T. I can do the next one, which is L and U. So L and U. So angle L is congruent to angle U. Angle M is congruent to angle V. Oops. V. And then the last one is angle N is congruent to angle W. Okay? So we can draw that conclusion, and then we're going to write the ratios of the corresponding sides. Okay? And since there are 5 sides, there are going to be 5 ratios, and they are going to be equal. So we're going to go ahead and write all 5 of them. Okay. And since we started with this one and went to this one, we're going to put this one on top and put all these on the bottom. So I'm just going to go 2 letters at a time in order, kind of like what I did in 2 of the classes, or I did a little bit earlier, I think, for both of them. Okay, so I'm going to do JK, and then the next one is what? KL. I'm going to go 2 at a time in order. KL. My next one is LM, and then MN. Oh, I'm out of space. No, I'm not. Okay, because then I can still do NJ. Okay, so we're going to then list which ones are corresponding to them, and they're a ratio. Okay, that's why these are ratios. Okay, so the first, what corresponds to JK was ST. What corresponds to KL was TU, so we can just go right in order. Then UV, then VW, and then WS. Okay, so those are proportion. Okay, the scale factor, what you get here is the ratio, is simply the ratios of the sides. Okay, since we don't have any lengths for this one, we can't come up with a scale factor. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and do that on the next one. So if you look at number 6, so first of all, we're going to determine if they are similar. Well, we got to see if the angles are congruent. If all the angles are congruent, then it is similar. Well, if you look at these two, so if you look at angle Q and angle X, Q and X are the same. Next one we do is R and Y. Are they the same? Yep. S and Z, yes they are, and P and W they are. So since the corresponding angles are congruent, we can say yes, they are similar. Because corresponding angles are congruent. So a little bit different from last time. Okay, but now we're going to write all the ratios and then find that scale factor. So, well, if you look at this, we're just going to write, since there are 4 sides, we need 4 of these. Okay? And I'm going to start with this one. So I'm going to write QR, then RS, then SP, my last one is PQ. Okay, that's on the first one. Okay, and then let's go to the corresponding sides on this one. Well, if I did QR here, it's going to be XY. So I'm going to do XY first. And then I'm going to do YZ. And then I'm going to do ZW. And then my last one is WX. Okay, so these are our ratios. Now we're going to find our scale factor. And we're just going to plug those numbers in. And actually, we're going to find out, because they're similar, they have to be the same. So QR was 4. XY was 6. So scale factor is 4 over 6, but I want to make sure they're all the same. RS was 6. YZ was 9. So it's 6 over 9. SP was 8. ZW was 12, so that was 8 over 12. And then I have PQ, which is 10, and WX, which is 10 over 15. Well, are all this the same? I bet they are. So I'm going to do each of those. So if I do 4 divided by 6, I get that. 6 divided by 9. Wow, they're all the same, aren't they? Yeah. 10 divided by 15. Okay, which each of those reduce to 2/3. So we would say our scale factor that is from this one to this one. We always do it the first one to the second one. Okay? All right. So we set it up, we said they were similar because the corresponding angles were congruent. Once you do that, we could write out our ratios. From there, we found our scale factor by just plugging those in. Okay? All right. Last one we're going to do, actually, I think that's all we're going to do on this one because I'm going to give you guys time. What you're left to do for homework is page 8. Okay, the only thing that's new on here is when you get down here, they're saying that they are similar. This symbol is the symbol for similar. And that's on page 8. Okay, and all you're doing is they gave you that. Say you're going to write the ratios. They gave you a bunch of them in the order. Make sure you line them up right because I think they did AB and then they put BC out here, so you got to fit them into the right place. And then they're just saying which angle is congruent to A, and the other one which angle is congruent to F, and which angle is congruent to B. Okay, so all you have left to do is page 8. Okay, good luck and have a great weekend.